Welcome to Northwest Profiles, a look at people, places, and events of interest in the inland Northwest.
Why are we here today? We're here to run the railroad. It's a hobby and it's just a lot of fun.
I was driving up to the railroad tracks one day and I noticed all these motor cars just like this. I actually had my motor car long before that, but I had no idea that people actually got on the tracks and operated.
We have the front row seat, whether it's up close or panoramic, and you just can't beat it.
Railroad motor cars, or speeders, were used by railroad companies to transport personnel and equipment for track inspections and maintenance of way purposes. For the most part, they have been replaced by high-rail pickup trucks. Today, these motor cars are part of a unique hobby of restoring and operating these units for recreation and enjoyment. The North American Railcar Operators Association, or NARCOA, represents over 1,300 railcar enthusiasts. NARCOA is dedicated to the preservation and safe legal operation of railroad equipment historically used in the maintenance of way.
The hobby is relatively new. There were people motorcarring probably in the 70s, but it wasn't until about 80, 85 that railroads were starting to sell off their railroad motor cars going to high rails. And it was about then that these various motor car operators started running into each other around the country. And about 1990, there was enough of us that we kind of went together, had a meeting back in Chicago and set up NARCOA. Found out that there was enough interest around the country that we could come up with a liability insurance policy, and we had enough connections with different railroads that we could get on and run.
Safety for ourselves is important, and you know, we obviously don't want to have any incidents at grade crossings. We go to railroads all over the country asking permission to operate, and the railroad fraternity is actually very small, so we realized that if we ever did have any kind of an incident or problem, you know, a lot faster than we would want it to happen, everyone on earth would know about it. You know, we feel like we have this zero limit for having an accident happen, and so we're just very conscious of that, and we're very conscious of how railroads feel about our operation.
Zero on main track CW subdivision. Checkbox 16.
On every motor car excursion, a railroad representative is on board to ensure a clear track lay ahead. Clyde and Bonnie Andrews ride the rails in luxury, thanks to their son Kurt, who works as an industrial engineer. He rebuilt this oversized speeder and transformed it into a custom family motor car, affectionately named the John Henry.
Well, the John Henry is very, very comfy. It's quieter. We have a 4-speed transmission and smooth riding. We have 5 reclining seats, 2 heaters. The top either is over, or if we want to see the trees, we roll it back, half and half, whatever. It's just a very comfortable family car. We just look forward to, who's going to be on that run, you know? And man, the hugs are all over, you know? And it's just great. And of course, we're semi-retired. This is the best time of life. And so it's marvelous.
Well, I'm a rail fan, so what I like about it is just being able to run on the railroad tracks. The tracks usually don't follow the highways. They go along through some canyons or overpasses or whatever. And by being on the rail, it's the only way to see it, the only way to see the country.
It's just a chance to see kind of a part of America that's not on the interstate. You get to go through small towns and meet people that work for a living, kind of the old-fashioned way, and I think that's what most of the people find attractive.
experience some heat like today and tomorrow. And that's a little tough, especially in the closed cars. But it's got to be really bad not to be good.
Motor Car Operators West, an affiliate of NARCOA, stages the Pacific Northwest Tour, a spectacular 3-week rail excursion crossing the U.S. and Canada. If you're ready to climb aboard, you may discover some challenges lying in the track.
The problem is that there's only a finite number of motor cars out there. They're not making them anymore. I think that you're going to continue to see about the same number of people in the hobby. What happens is somebody will get bored of the hobby and they'll turn around and sell their motor car to someone else. Then you got a new member, you know, and they're good for another 5 years. We have about a 20% turnover actually in the hobby. Each year we get 20% new and 20% of the old drop out.
The railroad motor car has provided its passengers a fun and historic hobby. Surely one of the most unusual in the country.
We just like the outdoors and with the air blowing through our teeth. It's great. We sort out the bugs, of course.
If you have a story idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington, 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.